Hello there. Hello, and welcome to Friday. Weird day today. How you going out there? Ah, what a strange day we are having. Life is very different, isn't it, to how it was just a couple of weeks ago. We're all just not sure where we're at, and everything is a little bit uncertain, to say the very least. I mean, it's weird times. I'm Katie Gordon, and I'm Dietless Living, in case you didn't know who I was. And I'm here, I'm doing these broadcasts. I promised and committed that I would do these broadcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because I wanted to, I couldn't think of anything that I could do personally to help the community, to help you, to help business, to help anyone who wants to have some support. And so this is my way of doing it, is to hop on, do some chat, and hopefully be of service to you. So to be able to offer support, motivation, inspiration, or just somewhere to come and ask a question about how you can manage uncertainty, how to manage your feelings. Really, that's my special area, is how to manage what's going on inside of yourself so that you can stay present of mind and focused on the future, because otherwise we all get a bit caught up in what's happening. I just got on before, while I was getting ready to come on here, and putting on some makeup, which really for me is a great thing to do, and I think is the best thing for all of us to do while we're working from home, is to remember to maintain self-grooming. Because I know for me it's very easy just to, I'm home, and consider it free time, and I don't stay in my jimmy jams all day, but don't do hair, don't do makeup, I don't put on jewelry, and I don't elevate my self-appearance because I'm working from home. But really, that is actually part of maintaining our own self-confidence and that feeling that we matter, because it's how we treat ourselves, right? So I was getting ready, doing my makeup, doing my hair, and I thought I'll just check in with the news of the world, and it's very frightening. Hello, Keitha. How are you? So nice to see you. I haven't seen you in years. It's so good to see you on here. Thank you for jumping on. So yeah, the news on YouTube is just frightening, to say the very least, and I think that's what is leading me to do these live broadcasts, because it is so damn frightening. And sometimes it's really good, denial is such a safe, warm place, and I like to live there a lot, to be honest, but when I check in with reality and what's happening, it is really frightening, because the infrastructure that we're all used to is falling apart. And I think in this particular time, what we need are more leaders. And everybody has the capability of being a leader. And that's the actual honest truth. I have the capabilities of being a leader, and you have the capabilities of being a great leader. And we need to know that somebody is watching us everywhere. It's either our children, our neighbors, friends, family, whoever's following you on Facebook. And we all need to remember that we have got those emotional resources within us to lead people. So the reason that it's hard for us all is, well, the obvious is it's just hard because it's unpredictable and we don't know what's happening. But at school, we were taught all the great things. We were taught reading, writing, spelling, arithmetic, geology, history, languages. We were taught so many necessary skills for growing into thriving adults. But what we were taught about our emotional selves and coping with our emotions, with trauma, with catastrophe, and what we were taught in regards to coping skills is you could fit in a matchbox, right? We just weren't taught these skills and how to handle our emotions. We just weren't taught how to experience our emotions, how to understand them, how to identify them, how to rationalize them, how to process them, and then express them in healthy ways that gets a good response. So we either bottle up our emotions, we have anxiety inside and a happy face on the outside, we give other people a spray if because the more emotions we have, the more tension that we're holding in our body, which either we're internalizing and results in migraines, stiffness, all kinds of other physical problems, or it sits in there as tension, and then the littlest thing can set us off, and we find that we're easily frustrated, we're short with the kids, we're cranky in traffic, we have a much shorter fuse because of that tension inside our bodies. And as leaders today, because you really do have the capability to release that pressure cooker of tension, so that you can be a good leader and help the people around you to see that whatever's happening, whatever's gonna happen, we have the capabilities to get through it. There's going to be collateral damage. There's no doubt about it. We can't control that. We're just all hopeful that it's not collateral damage that affects us. There's going to be no one unscathed from this. And it's to remember to dig deep for our rational self. We've got to get a handle on all of those emotions so that we can keep our critical thinking online, so that we can problem solve what's happening, so we can help other people problem solve what's happening. Have you ever heard of the saying that you can't read the label from inside the jar? That's what we need other people to help us problem solve, because we can't see the answer to our own problems sometimes because we've got too much emotional turmoil going on, and that affects how our brain works. It actually makes your brain stop talking to each other when we get really stressed, and that takes your critical thinking offline. So what Jim Rohn says is that the objective of leadership is to help those who are doing poorly to do better, and to help those who are doing well to do even better. That's the actual purpose of leadership, and that's what you and I and everyone is capable of doing, is to help everybody around us. We can't be there at the moment literally giving a hug, and I think that's what so many people want, is a hug, because a hug actually allows the body to feel reassurance. That's why we hold babies, that's the whole purpose of warmth and embrace. So for a lot of people that's missing, because they, like myself, live alone. If you live in a family home, be hugging each other, especially children, because they don't really understand what's happening. In fact, they have no idea, but the energy that's coming off everyone is definitely telling, especially the littlies who really don't understand what's going on, is telling everybody to be that, there's problems, there's something happening. So it's really important to reassure the littlies with a big hug and confident words and confident direction about what you'd like them to be doing in regards to their behavior. So we really are in a position that we've never found ourselves in before, and this is really the greatest time in your history and my history to really front up and show ourselves what we're capable of and how well we can lead through the problems of life. And sometimes leading is simply just being an ear for somebody to talk to, being there when somebody is frightened, and help hearing what they're saying, and then being able to reframe it in a way that allows them to see a new perspective. Because you know, a snow globe, I wish I had one. If you pick up a snow globe, you can turn it around and you can see it from different directions. When we're in a panic state and a stress state, and especially at the moment with everything that's coming to us from the news about what is actually happening in the world, it's very tunnel focused. It's focused in on the problem, and we need to expand our view out to what else is happening, because with every great catastrophe, there's going to be some great opportunities. Now, they may not be opportunities for us, but they very well may be. We need to keep our eyes peeled and keep our point of vision expanded. It's very, very important. Chrissie Hynde said in one of her famous songs, you know, something is lost, but something is found. And there is a time for us now to be looking for the something that we can find to grab onto and help to bring our mind forward to a future. Because at the moment, everyone's very struggling to really see what that future is for us, because we don't know. So how can you, what can you take advantage of at the moment? Even if it's just the fact that you're staying home and you're spring cleaning. Now, how spring cleaning is going to help build your future, we don't know. It seems like an illogical thing to focus in on, but what it is a thing that our brain focuses in on, feels in control of, and that gives it a sense of relief. And that's what you're looking for in these days, in these weeks, in these months, as life unfolds, is you're looking for the little moments where you have control, because it is the little moments that of control and the little pockets of happiness. Now, a little pocket of happiness can just be watching the little ones play and seeing them still smiling and laughing, because they don't know what's happening, so they still have a sense of playfulness. So if you can remember to have little pockets of happiness, little pockets of control, spring cleaning, developing a new skill. I don't know if you've got old books on the shelf that you haven't read yet, maybe old personal development books or new ones. Anything, grab it and hang on to it. There's a great book I read years ago called Deep Survival by Lawrence Gonzalez. Fabulous book. Deep Survival. If you buy that book is so great. Talks about who lives, who dies, and why. How people in survival situations are people who have been lost at sea, people who have been lost in the bush, people who have just had traumatic things happen, how they've survived. What are the survival traits? And there's another great book, I can't remember who wrote it, but if you just Google the survivor personality, that's a great book. These are the books that we need to be getting a hold of, reading the information and reminding ourselves, reminding yourself, and reminding everybody else around you, because you're the well of information that others can turn to and say, oh, Keitha knows, you know, she's got a good attitude. And why is that? Why does Keitha have a good attitude? That's because Keitha is reading a book and getting some information and turning it back out and spreading it to the people that she's talking to and interacting with. And they're feeling a little ray of hope. They feel a little moment of reassurance. And that's what we all need to be doing. So there's loads on YouTube. YouTube is the best resource that we all have access to at the moment. There's so much motivational videos there. There's so many motivational speakers out there. They're not all to do with everything, but there's something for everyone. And focus in on that, and then turn that information you get up and spread it out to everybody else. We must all be leading the people around us. If we have a leader in 1 in every 5, and that 1 in every 5 is actually probably turns out to be 1 in every 3, then that's how we go, because I help you, you help someone else, someone helps me, I help someone else. That's how we create our community and keep that connection and buoyancy that we need. We need to remain emotionally buoyant and mentally buoyant right at the moment. You have every capacity within you. I'm sure if you looked back over your history, you would see the times that you have surmounted some traumatic, catastrophic time. This may outweigh it, I don't know. There's some stuff that people have gotten over, and they just know that they can handle anything. And every human being can look back at their time and in their life and see where they've faced difficulty and where they've pulled themselves together. And I did say pooled, because we have to pool our resources and pull ourselves up. That old saying, to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and just make the best that you can. Whatever comes, you have the internal resources within you to do it, to survive it. You have the wherewithal to get your thinking capacity online. You have the wherewithal to connect with your emotional state and take that minute, just 1 minute, close your eyes and go, whoa, what am I feeling right now, and what does it mean? What is my body saying to me right at the moment? It's probably saying, run, run. Where are you going to run to, right? So sometimes we actually have to ignore what it's saying, but we do have to acknowledge what it's saying. We can't just push it down and pretend it's not happening. That doesn't work. It's the same as if you tell somebody, you know, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. That doesn't stop them worrying, and telling yourself not to worry about it doesn't work either. So you've got to remember what you can do for you, and that really is simple things. I'm sure we've all seen the bumper sticker that says you know, stay calm, breathe, and you go, breathe. But really, breathing is the most important thing you can do, because when we get frightened, afraid, stressed, we really start to breathe shallowy, new word for today, shallow from the top. But you got to breathe from the bottom down in your diaphragm. And actually, there's an amazing YouTube by Dr. Alan Watkins. He did a TED Talk. It's a 2-part TED Talk. It's quite old now, about 2014, 2016. Dr. Alan Watkins TED Talk, 2 parts, how to live a brilliant day every day, I think it is. It seems like something unrelated, but what's in that first part and the second part is an exercise that he shows you how rhythmically breathing calms your heart and calms your nervous system. And that's what you've got to go for, because when we get stressed, it's all this panting like a little doggy up here. We mightn't be panting in our mouth, but our breath is here, really shallow, and we get really tense. So we've got to relax the body. We've got to get relaxation back into the body, not through alcohol, not through drugs, not through sugar, because those things actually don't relax the body. We need to do it in a very healthy, calm fashion. It's very hard to sit and meditate for some people when their brain is just like screaming at them. Breathing. So remember, Dr. Alan Watkins on YouTube, TED Talk. It's 2 parts. He's brilliant. He's English. He's easy to listen to. It's a very good TED Talk. And then go for 18 minutes, so easy peasy watching. But very good information for how to soothe your system, soothe your nervous system. So there's new opportunities to be had in times like this. You know, every time there's been a depression or a war or something, for every industry that falls, a new industry grows. For every shareholder who loses finances, there's shareholders that make money. You know, it's not a selling market, it's a buying market. Depends where you're at and what your focus is, but there is always an opportunity to advance in some fashion, in some way. It may not be financial, it may just be I don't know. There's always an opportunity. And I mean, if you think about the millions of people who have lost their jobs, I think I just heard about the US, over 3 million people are out of work. But the people who are working, who have ramped up production, food supplies, the toilet paper makers, the hand sanitizer makers. I just saw a thing on YouTube that they've come up with a new self-testing kit for testing to see if you've got the virus, and they're going to be making 50 million units of that. Well, somebody's making that. There's an industry just opened up. There's going to be employees needed. I don't know how they make that, but they still have to produce that. There's they're converting places into hospitals. The RNA grounds in Brisbane is now going to be converted into a hospital, I think. So there's industry there, because wherever one shuts, something else is opening. It's just the balance of life and the balance of being a human being, and what happens when something is lost, something is found. And it keeps coming back to who's leading us. You're leading yourself. I'm leading myself. This is what we have to do, and we have to lead each other out of this shit, really. It's just shit. I'm trying to think of a nice word, but it's the shit, right? We've got to think of a way to lead ourselves forward, because our greatest source of pain is that we can't handle our emotions. So we've got to be able to get a handle on them, understand them, identify them, be able to feel them. See, this is the thing with emotions. People go, oh, I can't handle the feeling, and we push it back down, but we don't want to do that. Feelings are like waves. They will peak and drop and peak and drop. Now, granted, sometimes they're like a topsy-turvy sea, and they just keep peaking, and we don't like that. But if you let them do their thing, just let it, you're not going to spontaneously combust. You might burst into tears, but don't get hooked into the thoughts and that go with that. Just go, say to yourself, okay, I'm crying, just let it out, and then it will subside. It might come again, it'll subside. We have to go through a grieving process right here at the moment. A lot of people are feeling loss. We've lost the wedding industry overnight, as it seems, you know, so there's lots to cry about. There's lots of feelings. You have to let them up and out, feel them peak and drop. You just got to be like, you know, what's it, Lane Beachley, the great surfing female surfer, who's the one that punched that shark in the nose, you know, that's the spirit. Just punch it, you know, but ride those emotions, give it a whack, whatever's coming at you that doesn't serve, and keep moving forward. Keep leading yourself so you can keep leading others. I mean, Friday, goodness gracious, normally on a Friday, what would we be doing? We'd be finishing work and we'd be heading off to a bar. If I go and walk into the city normally on a Friday night, Everybody will be in the local bars having a drink and celebrating all the people that come out of the offices. The bars are full. So it's not happening tonight. So what is it that you're going to do on this Friday night to get that Friday feel-good thing going on? What is it that you can do? Keitha, Raj, Chris, Siri, sorry I can't see your name there. What are you guys going to do tonight to get that Friday feel-good happening, so that you can start the weekend with that feeling? We need to keep that feeling happening, that feeling that life has got hope, that life has got things to look forward to. We need to keep that going for ourselves, because it's so damn important for mental and emotional health. And mental and emotional health is the name of the game right at the moment. Hello Adrian, what are you doing for Friday night? How are you going to keep your Friday night feeling of happiness going, so that you've got something to look forward to? What is it? Watch Top Gun. Oh, what a great movie to watch. I love Tom Cruise in that, in anything. Actually, I really like Tom Cruise. I think he's one of the great performers. I know a lot of people aren't a fan, but that's what we've got to do. Watch things that inspire us. It's a very inspiring movie. There's something to laugh at, something nice to look at. It's actually quite a lightish movie to watch. Find good things. Don't watch the zombie movies, and don't watch, I don't know, all the other trashy things. Don't watch Bachelorettes and Married at First Sight. Don't watch any of that stuff. We don't need any more of that. What you need is comedy. YouTube, best friend in the world for finding fabulous comedy that's just loaded with it. Light-hearted movies. Normally I'd say get outside, but we're not supposed to be doing that. But actually, I was talking to some people on LinkedIn, and they are doing virtual barbecues in their street. So everyone is in their own yard having their barbecue. I think they're all waving at each other, and maybe Facebook timing or something like that. She didn't give me the details. We've just got to keep that connection going and make it fun. Make it a game. Find a way to make this a game, because in the face of adversity, it's got to be fun, because you can't fall under the weight of it. You've got to rise up. You know, the quickest, best antidote to stress is playfulness and fun, laughter. You've got to learn to be playful. You really have to. And I don't like putting have to and playful together. They're not really a match, but in this particular instant, it's going to, you really do have to find a way to be playful. Kylie Minogue, Locomotion, is my fastest route to playfulness. I put Kylie on, she's daggy, and it's the daggiest song ever, but it's so much fun to dance to and puts me in a great state of mind. Find ways to get in touch with your playfulness, so that, because it really does diffuse. You can't be stressed when you're feeling playful. And if you're being playful and moving and dancing and being silly like I do, you're releasing physical tension in your body, because you're moving your body. When we get really stressed, we get really tight, get really serious and stiff, and our shoulders go up, gives us headaches and all sorts of horrible things. So you've got to relax, and to relax, nobody's finding it easy to relax at this particular junction. So dance and move your body and be as silly as you can. Another really cool tip to do, actually, if you've got a worry in your mind that's just not giving you any relief from it, is you can just start to say it in silly voices. Just whatever that worry is, start to say it as Daffy Duck, start to say it as Goofy, start to say it as, I don't know, Snake. Say it, be silly, because it diffuses and detaches all that neurology that's in there and got you wound up. It actually deconstructs it and decouples it, and that's what you need to be able to do. So just think about what it is that you can do to alleviate your own stress, but how can you lead others? And really that is the fastest way to alleviate your own stress and tension, is start thinking about everybody else and how you can help them. Because once you start helping others, you start to help yourself. Once you start helping others problem solve, you get great ideas for problem solving your own stuff. So I think I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Awesome to see you again, Keitha. Thanks for popping in, Adrian. Really appreciate seeing you. And everybody else who is out there looking, I really appreciate seeing you today. Happy Friday. Regardless of the circumstances that we all find ourselves in, find something to be happy about and look for the things that make you smile. Whatever that is, something small, something large, and just do your very best. Now is the time to invest in yourself and in your future. You know, if you invest in yourself, get those books off the shelf that you've got, find YouTube, get in touch with motivational speakers on there, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, all of them and any of them, and there's hundreds of them. Watch Impact Theory, there's so many people on that show, that's amazing. Buoy yourself so you can buoy others up. And just remember to invest in yourself so that you can invest in your future, because it's your future that you need to keep your mind on. Stay forward focused. Thank you very much for watching. I'm actually going to broadcast again this afternoon around 4:30, I think. So I'd love you to hop back on, or maybe if you know somebody else who might need a bit of a pep talk, get them on. If you found this talk to be helpful, feel free to share it around to other people. Sharing the love is always great. Thank you so much. Thanks, Keitha. Have a great night yourself and enjoy life. Love you all, and I will see you this afternoon. Bye for now. It's not finishing.